Well, Pat Mish is going to get the ball today. 2-4 with a 4.71. His last start, of course, we talked about it in the opening. Brilliant shutout, 8-hitter with 3 walks and a couple strikeouts.
Well, the big leap for Bourne was his offense against left-hand pitching.
The left center field, Pagan over to get it. 1 away. He's riding a 19-game hitting streak and make it 20. And now he's just 2 hits shy of 200 for the year. So Tejada has a 1-out base hit. He's always been a far better left-hand hitter than right. And Berkman goes the other way and dumps one into right field for a hit. Tejada will go first to third, and the Astros have first and third and nobody out. They first and third and 1 out with Carlos Lee coming up. Popped it up, shallow right. Long run for Castillo to get there, and he finds it for the 2nd out. Coming halfway down the line is Tejada to challenge, and then goes back. Forecast is great.
Good.
Not supposed to rain till 7.
Beautiful.
Hunter Pence grounds one to Tatis, gets the force and gets Mish out of the opening inning. Nice recovery by Mish. 2 hits and 2 left. And Yorman Bizzardo makes his 6th start for Houston.
The big right-hander started his career with Florida. You see that ERA is only in a few games so far for Houston.
Native of Venezuela. Rolled out to shortstop where Tejada with the overhand toss gets Pagan for the 1st out. Castillo, if he gets a hit today or tomorrow, he will almost certainly guarantee that he'll hit 300. Kaz Matsui throws out Castillo, and quickly Bizzardo has the first 2 outs. And the ball didn't carry there either because there was no following wind. And Murphy pulls one down the line off the jutting stands. Pence has to come in to grab it. Murphy heads for second and slides in safely with a double. 38th double of the year for Daniel Murphy. And he bounces one to Tejada. Has a nice big hop, and the inning is over.
It has grown so much, so impressive. A lot of hard work Lynn puts up.
There's throws out Keppinger for the first shirt.
Oh, nice.
Cool. In comes Tatis to field the grounder and throws out Matsui for the 2nd.
They won the World Series.
Now, didn't Moyer leave a game recently?
He's done.
He's got a finish, right?
Torn groin. Center field deep. Pagan back, but it's over his head and hopping up against the wall. And it goes over the fence. So Tolles with a ground rule double as it slides into oblivion. But he pops one up into shallow center. Turned out they haven't played just right. And there's Pagan to grab it and end the inning. Ball 4, and Sullivan is on with a leadoff walk. And Tatis lifts one to right for Hunter Pence to handle. Sullivan going back to tag at first, but going nowhere before the Indians took a shot at it. Right through Bizzardo, who goes back to grab it and has time to throw out Tolle.
That World Series down there.
Hernandez hits one well to left field, chasing Lee back, and it's off his glove and rolling off to the wall. Sullivan in to score. Anderson Hernandez going to the opposite field and beating Carlos Lee with a double to give the Mets a 1-0 lead.
How much he brings to your club as far as leadership.
Hernandez runs and Mish hits it sharply, and it's booted by Tejada, and that'll bring in a run. A routine ground ball, and Miguel Tejada did not handle it cleanly. Did we interrupt you?
Sorry.
Pagan drives one to left. Lee back, and he can't get this one either. It's over his head. Mish racing for third. He's going to be held up by Razor Shines. It's a double for Angel Pagan. Slap to short. Tejada handles this one cleanly. The overhand throw scooped out by Berkman to end the inning. Beautifully done by Lance Berkman, picking that ball out of the dirt. But the Mets get a couple of runs and lead 2-0 after 2.
And that lets you know the philosophy.
Driven to deep center field. Pagan on his horse. He's not going to get there as it short hops the wall. Bourne can fly. He heads for third. Relay by Hernandez, not nearly in time, and Michael Bourne has his 12th triple of the year. Boy, can he run.
They got from the White Sox?
Aaron Rowan.
Aaron Rowan. So they had 3, and so I think the choice was which one they were going to keep.
Tejada out to Pagan. Bourne tags up. He'll walk on in. Sacrifice fly for Tejada. It cuts the Met lead to 2-1, and Pat Mish, after 11 straight scoreless innings, finally gives up a run. There have been points in his career where Berkman has considered giving up right-hand hitting. but he's never actually done so as Castillo throws out Berkman for the second out.
And the RBI with it.
Lined into center field, a base hit for Lee. So a 2-out single. We're between 135 and 140 RBIs, and then nobody has more than 111. Bounce down to third. Tatis backs off, gets the force at second. Side retired.
Well, let me ask you one follow-up to that, because I asked Jerry, and he said David will play tomorrow. And if that's the case, as Matsui gets a chance here, if that is the case, if David plays tomorrow,
it would be important for David to get off hot next year.
Right, Court takes one the other way. Pence with a dive, able to come up with it for the second out.
Pence can play out there.
He covered a lot of ground that time.
He doesn't look pretty. He's a awkward runner, has an awkward swing. Everything about his game is awkward, but he gets it done. He's a fine player. And another hustler. My pet word today.
Yes. Well, I was thinking to add on to what you said, Keith. I think what you do is that, boy, I did this really well. I want to continue that next year. Those kind of things you take account of.
Bizzardo deflects one out to Matsui, who throws out Corey Sullivan, and Bizzardo has his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. After 3, 2-1 New York. Take no credit or blame as Keppinger lines out to Fernando Tatis on the first pitch of the 4th inning. And the breaking ball in there for a call, strike 3. Of course, we go into the postseason as Tolles rolls one out to shortstop for Hernandez. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Pat Mish. And throw football.
There we go.
I think you're getting entirely carried away.
Tejada handles the hop and throws out Tatis for the first out. Bizzardo's been getting more than his share of ground balls early in this game.
But it doesn't have air. It has a little box cartridge.
Tolle hits it well to right, chasing Pence back onto the track, and he can't get it. It's off the wall as Pence didn't track that ball well at all, and Tolle heads for third. He's got his first major league triple. Bizzardo ahead 0-2, and Hernandez pulls one. Beautiful knockdown by Berkman. Matsui throwing home, and Tolle is tagged out. Tolles did a great job blocking the plate. Matsui with the pickup after Berkman knocked it down. And the Astros pull a gem to get Tolle at the plate for the second out.
Well, I'll say, and Matsui initially was going to get the out at first and realized that he had no play for Hernandez. Nice knockdown by Berkman. But excellent recovery, presence of mind by Matsui here. Watch. He figures the guy's going to break on contact. That's just a nice recovery all the way around.
That's 5 years ago. Low ball 4, and Mish is on with a walk. So after being handed a gift, Bizzardo hands it right back by walking the pitcher. And Angel hits one toward the left field line. Lee racing, reaching down on the backhand, and he made the catch.
No, he didn't.
That is a great play. No,
now
they're saying he didn't catch it, and Mish races home. Anderson Hernandez and Mish both race home. Lee says he caught it, and we're going to get a heck of an argument here. Dave Clark will come out from the Houston dugout. He couldn't have possibly seen it. The third base umpire, Fielding Colbreth, made the call. He's going to ask for help.
Oh, why do umpires ask for help? Who has the best angle?
No,
that is his call. It's just unbelievable.
Well, Lee certainly appeared to catch it from the view that we had, and he was holding the ball up, feeling that he did. Colbreth said he didn't, and now he'll find out whether any of the other umpires had a better angle. The crew chief is Gary Cederstrom, who is on your left, the taller man.
Well, let's take a peek. That's a catch. That's a catch.
Beautiful catch.
Oh, that's a catch. How can you miss it? Right in front of you. Look at him. Come on.
I don't know how you can possibly say he didn't catch it, and they will overrule him, and now Jerry Manuel will come out to argue. But they got the call right in the end. Clearly, Lee caught the ball. Jerry wants to know how you can possibly overrule it. But the umpires got the call right. Pagan is retired on a great play by Carlos Lee. And that ends the inning and takes 2 runs off the board.
That cost him his thumb injury.
Yeah. Pizzardo bounces it down to Tatis, and running hard, he's thrown out.
In a crucial situation all the time.
Line caught by Tatis. Great reaction by Tatis, going right to the top of his leap to rob Michael Bourne for the second out.
Looks like he got it in the wrong part of the glove, and it's probably stung his hand. This is a bullet. Nice play.
I don't know.
Espanol?
No, they're never hits. They're lenius.
Well, he may have another one, but Castillo with a beautiful sliding grab, and he gets him to end the inning. Now some fine defense behind Pat Mish by Tatis and now by Castillo. That's how Mish retires 7 in a row. It's now an official game. 2-1 New York.
Halfway through.
As the Mets got both their runs in that second inning.
He's been walking a tightrope this whole game. Only one inning where he's had a 1-2-3 inning.
And ball 4 to Castillo. Murphy drives one to center. Bourne going back, and he gets there to make the grab. Castillo back to first, 1 away.
Just a little bit towards the end of the bat for Murph.
Castillo runs. Frank Court drives one to right, but right at Pence. And Castillo hustles back to first base. He's much more in the shadows here than he was in Atlanta.
So true.
Everybody knew his name. Castillo runs. Sullivan lines one over short for a base hit, and Castillo will go to third. Corey Sullivan with a single, moving Castillo first to third. There goes Sullivan. Throw by Tolles, not in time. Sullivan with a stolen base. His 7th of the year. 2-2. Broken bat bloop. Falling fast. Base hit. That'll bring home 2. And it's 4-1 New York. So Fernando Tatis battling his way at the cost of a bat. Drives in a couple of runs. Now Josh Tolle, who tripled off the fence in right field in the 4th inning. Tatis runs, and no chance for Tolles as Tatis got a big jump. His 4th stolen base of the year. And he walked him. So after getting ahead on Tolle 0-2, Gervasio gives up the walk. So he's faced 2 batters, has yet to retire anybody. Runners go on 3-2, and Hernandez takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded. He loved Shea. It's not like in Citi Field quite so much. Mish breaks his bat, and Matsui throws him out, and this inning finally comes to an end. Berkman is 1 for 2. He singled to right and grounded out, and he strokes one to left field. A long run toward the corner for Sullivan. He won't get there, and it short hops the wall. Berkman heads for second, and he is in standing with a leadoff double. 31st double of the year for Berkman, and that's what gets us back underway. The Astros got a run back in the 3rd on a sacrifice fly by Miguel Tejada. Tatis throws out Lee for the first out as Berkman holds second. 1-2 to Pence. Reached for and popped up. Murphy retreating. Tough play over the shoulder. Can't find it. And it lands for a base hit for Pence. 2-2 to Keppinger. And the slider hit to short. They'd have to hurry to turn 2. Castillo with the turn, and they got him. Double play. Side retired. 6-4-3 on the double play to help Stokes out of trouble in the top of the 6th inning. So a successful return from the rain delay. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Mets with a 4-1 lead. Terrific one for Carlos Lee. Pagan gets under one and pops it up to shortstop. And Miguel Tejada backpedaling to grab it, 1 away. 3-2 from Burdack, and Castillo down swinging as he foul tips one, held by Tolles for the second out. Struck him out. Fastball from Burdack gets Murphy. A couple of strikeouts for Burdack in a 1-2-3 inning.
The people out in Sag Harbor, they're diehard Met fans, and
Matsui draws a leadoff walk.
They're watching.
I asked him if he regretted it all, not being there and being able to partake in this, as Tatis will flip it to second for the force out there, just barely in time.
Trying to push his average off the interstate, but Tatis has his ground ball out at second, and Castillo does not turn it as Erstad, busting down the line, beats it out.
Ballpark with all the papers on it.
Hit hard down to third. Tatis will have to go to first in time to get Bourne, and that retires the side. 2-1 to Frank Coor, and he lifts one to right center field. Bourne going over in the gap, and Frank Coor retired, 1 away. Fulchino behind 3-0 on Sullivan, and he walks him on 4 pitches. So Sullivan's aboard for the 3rd time today. Sullivan runs, pitch a strike, Tolles with a perfect throw, and Sullivan's out at second base. Beautiful throw. So Sullivan, who had a stolen base earlier in the game, is caught for the first time this year. Cy Young in the American League. Tatis to deep left field. Back goes Lee onto the track, and at the wall he can't get it. And Tatis cruises into second base with a 2-base hit. Line center field, base hit for Tolle. That'll bring home Tatis. It's an RBI single for Josh Tolle, and it's 5-1 New York. The Sky King. Ball 4, and Hernandez is on with a walk. Down to first base. Berkman will take the out at first to end the inning. Mets add a run and lead it 5-1 after 7.
Deeply bruised shoulder. I forget what he did.
Couldn't throw overhand, had to throw it underhand. Out to left center field, and Pagan runs it down. Sullivan runs it down for the first out of the inning. 3-0 to Lance Berkman, and Green walks him. Go to bowl games and stuff.
Oh,
they're off this week, so right. Tebow can rest his head. Frank Core picks off the line drive, and Berkman heads back to first.
No Maybo anymore.
Past the mound, but Castillo is there, and the force play ends the inning. Meanwhile, in Toronto, Cito Gaston has had to turn aside some clubhouse strife as Pagan goes down looking.
On every little thing. Cito's one of those guys that treats his players like grown-ups as Castillo lines out to Tejada.
With Towers out, the longest tenured GM in the majors will be Billy Beane in Oakland, as Murphy has a base hit, his second of the day. And the Mets have a 2-out base runner in the 8th. 0-1 to Frank Core. And he hits one up the middle. So first hit of the day for Frank Core, and the Mets have 2 men on. Sullivan lines one to center. Bourne coming on and makes the diving catch to end the inning. Even in front of close family and friends. Ball 4, and Keppinger's on with a leadoff walk. Not exactly the way Sean Green wanted to start the 9th inning. Out to left center. Pagan over, diving to make the catch. Beautiful diving backhand play by Pagan for the first out of the 9th. Swing and a miss, and Toll strikes out on the breaking ball. Keppinger will run the 3-2 as high ball 4, and now there are 2 men on. The 3rd walk given up by Sean Green in an inning and 2/3. 1-1 to Bourne. And he drives one to right field. Frank Core back, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Frankie Rodriguez throws 3 pitches, gets his 35th save, secures it for Pat Mish, and almost 5.5 hours after it started, the Mets clinched the final series of the year against the Astros with a 5-1 win.